Okay. This shouldn't be that hard for me because the reality is I've been practicing thank you speeches to my family and friends and everyone since I was about 8 years old in the shower. I knew then that I wanted to play sports professionally, and everyone in my life, whether they were just blindly delusional or not, always believed it too. This is really hard to know where to begin. I've obviously had a really long professional career and been playing this game for over 30 years. So I'm probably not going to get to everyone I would like to. First place I have to start is with my parents, my biggest supporters my entire life. When I was a kid, I remember distinctly going up to my dad. I was building something with blocks, and I said, you know, when I'm older, I'm going to be an architect, the president, an astronaut, and a professional basketball player. And he said, great, go for it. And, you know, didn't doubt it for a second. And that unwavering belief and confidence in me, no matter how big my dreams were, never, ever ended. No matter how far I got, no matter how far I wanted to go, I always had those two people in my corner, believing in me when it was, you know, impossible dreams, and getting to live so many of them out with them in the stands and seeing them after the game are the highlights of my career. Mom, you're my best friend, my best supporter. I know that every single match you ever watched stressed you out way more than I ever was. You couldn't eat before the games. You know, you had to prepare mentally and physically. And thank you. Thank you for all the car rides you put up with me, crying because if I gave up a goal or missed a shot in basketball, all the fights I had in the car ride about music we were playing so I could get ready for my games, the countless hours, I can't even imagine the miles you put on our car, the sacrifices you made so I could live my dream. No matter what it meant, no matter what it took, I never for a second had to think that I was not going to have every chance possible because you were going to make it happen. Dad, you're not probably going to watch this on Instagram or any social media platform, but I know you're watching this now. I know that every moment you were physically here, you were my loudest supporter. In the biggest stadiums, I could always hear you. You never thought I did anything wrong, which when I was a kid drove me nuts, but now I'm so grateful for. And I realize now you always just saw this highest, best version of myself, the version of myself I'm chasing every day, just to be who you thought I was, who you think I am. Without my parents, this is impossible. They are the greatest gift I've ever been given. Obviously, to get to this level, you have strength and explosiveness and all the things you want to talk about athletes, but like by far the best gift that I've been given that I never did anything to deserve was my parents, my family, my grandma who is blind and would zoom in and just look for what she called my dupla, my bun, to see if I was in goal. Grandma, I love you so much. And yeah, the three of you are part of me, part of everything I do, part of everything that I am. And so I would not be here, not have achieved anything that I have, not made the connections I have. And yeah, I would have never been anything or done anything without you. You guys are my driving force in everything I do. I just want to represent you well. When I was a kid, thanking people in the shower, I already knew then that I was so lucky to have you guys, that whatever I achieved, whatever I ever did was going to be because of you. Celia, my goalkeeper coach that made me change my love of basketball to soccer in maybe one session. I was driving to that session and told my parents they were ruining my life because they were making me miss basketball practice to try out for your team. And I had no idea that that one day, that one moment was going to change my life forever. Way before I could ever see a future in soccer, you saw this for me, this and so much more. And even in the moments when it seemed the most difficult, you always had my back. You always believed in me. You were always the voice inside my head that helped me keep going, helped me know I could do this. Man, I could go on and on. Ely, I would say the same thing about you. Later on in my career, when it was really tough, graduated from college and really didn't know what my next steps were going to be, you looked at me, you looked at what I could be and not what I was. And for that, I'll forever be grateful, because what I couldn't see then, what I couldn't know then, you did. And you helped me every step of the way to become that. And so thank you will never be enough. To my partner, Crystal, and her daughter, Anastasia, you guys were rooting for me and fans of my team when I was playing in Portland before I even knew who you guys were. That support is amazing to think about, but what you guys have become, our family, is the most meaningful thing to me. And I'm so glad that I got to have this part of my journey with you guys and to continue, my life with you guys. In all the unknowns that come with this career, you guys have become the knowns, the things I know for sure and the things I can count on. And that means more than you guys will ever know. To every coach in this league, I've been in this league since day one, and every time I got the opportunity, I felt like you were taking a real chance on me. You empowered me as a leader. You allowed me to grow. I think I came in this game really raw and with a lot to learn, and I was willing to do whatever it takes, but I just needed the guidance, and I think every single one of you in different ways shaped me and helped me. Rocky, goalkeeper coach from Reign, now at Kansas City. We spoke 10 words of the same language when I met you, but we went through some of the hardest times of both of our lives. Ruptured my Achilles, you lost your dad, and then I lost my dad within, a 2-year period. And while you made me a better player every day, I think our connection as people and the way you supported me through that time is something that I'll never be able to thank you for, but I know we're forever connected in our mixed Macedonian English relationship. One of the biggest ones that I have to say is the fans. From Reign to Portland to Louisville to Gotham, I always felt so embraced and so seen. And no matter what role I played, no matter, what the game looked like or what it turned out to be, having you guys cheering, supporting no matter what, it carries players way more than you know. And in my personal journey, it always meant so much. My dad loved to sit in the middle of you guys and just hear you cheer and, hear my name shouted out loud, our last name, just support and belief through the hard times. And when I was on other teams, coming back to visit Portland and Seattle and Louisville, you guys always embraced me. Playing the leadership roles I did in those clubs too, that's never something I took for granted. Every day I wanted to represent you guys well as where I came from. And then Gotham, what a dream come true. I grew up in Queens and I got to represent the professional team in my backyard. Every club I ever went to, I wanted to bring that New York City grit, that blue collar work ethic, and then to end my career representing you guys. So looking in the stands and seeing people that were everything I was about, everything that made me who I am, that is a privilege that I will never be able to adequately express my gratitude for. The biggest thing I would say is I want to say thank you to my teammates. This career is such a journey, and you talk about seasons of the game, but throughout 15 years I've gone through so many seasons of life. I've grown into the woman I am. I went from a kid at a college who didn't know what her life would look like, and 15 years later all of you shaped me. The one thing that I never took for granted and I will miss so much is that every single day I was in a locker room sharing a field with the 1%ers of the world. People who were truly excellent and really, really good people too. And to be able to learn from you every single day, to model my behaviors after you, to learn from you and lead you and every role I could play with you. Everyone talks about the locker room and all the little moments, but the friendships this game has given me from when I was a kid through Georgia, through now, this game has given me so much, but the people are absolutely the best gift I've ever been given. This game has given me, it's given me my best friends. It's given me people who will always be my family. It's given me my loved ones, people who I will spend the rest of my life with. And I think the biggest thing I have to say as well, and I know I've gone on for a bit, is thank you to the little girls who are coming after us. When I started in this league in 2013, it was nowhere near what it is now and nowhere near what we wanted it to be. But every single day, no matter the conditions, no matter what we went through, our drivers were that you guys would have something to look up to. When I was growing up, I wanted to be in the WNBA. Prayed every day I would be 6'4" like Rebecca Lobo, and I would play in the WNBA because that's what I saw. I took 1,000 shots a day. I watched VHSs of, WNBA games, and I tried to learn and grow and chase something. And because I didn't have a stable league to look at to when it came to soccer. But what I have always wanted for you guys, and what we're starting to see with the new generation coming into the game, is that you guys have seen this your whole lives. You grew up watching this on TV or wherever you stream it from, and you saw what you could be. And in the hardest moments of my career, the hardest losses, the hardest things that have happened, knowing that you guys were watching immediately made me remember how lucky I was, but also how important it was, how I handled those things, how I acted. When things were hardest, I thought about what would inspire you guys. What would I want you guys to learn and take from this? What would I want you guys to see? What do I want you guys to be? Seeing you guys after the game, girls, boys, women, men, everybody, to know that just spending a little time with you meant something, that I can make an impact, that me and my teammates could do that. Yeah, it's a privilege I never tried to take for granted. I hope everyone that's watching this, if I have ever missed you at an autograph thing or anything, please feel free to send it, because I really, that part, this league, us, we're nothing without you guys. And seeing the way it's growing and the way it's continuing to go is just so rewarding. Thank you to the PA who fought for this league, the girls that came before me and with me that stood up and fought for things when they didn't have to, who went through individual trials that no human should go through and were vulnerable about it and did something about it so that it was better for everyone else. This league is what it is because of the girls that came before me and my teammates that stood up so bravely and said enough was enough. I know that they say it takes a village, but I feel like mine took a universe. I just had so many people in my corner. It's really easy to get caught up on, the people that doubted me or the people that said I couldn't do it, but I'd never had to look far for the people that actually believed in me, that saw what I could do. I started this off with I was born and raised knowing I could do whatever it was I put my mind to, whatever I dreamt of. And the only thing I hope that I've done for other people is that they look at me and they know that they can do it too. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to this. And thank you for your continued support, because while my playing career is done, there's still a lot more I want to do in this game. And, you guys are all a part of that too. Is that okay?